Hello everybody, before we get this episode started, today there's a lot that can happen on post-production. I can go on and on this topic. So let's get started. How do I get those initial shots better in the least amount of time? Hey Sneha, I totally understand your challenge. The minute I start feeling, I do not know how much do you go outdoors, how much do you shoot. I have realized this over the past few years that your pre-production has to be strong. While I'm shooting, I have these few adjectives that I use. I go, wow, brilliant, beautiful, sexy, lovely. You want to encourage your subject. Entire shoot goes, okay, one second, cut. Hello everybody, welcome to the 11th episode of Level Up with Love. So guys, I'm very sure आपने पहले के भी कुछ episodes देखे हैं. Before we get this episode started, do let me know which one has been your favorite episode. Do you enjoy the quest more or do you enjoy the guest episodes more? So guys, आज के इस episode में we're going to be having 3 questions that I'm going to be taking, and then there's going to be 1 caller that we're going to be taking. So are we ready to dive into it? Abhi, what gets you to wake up every day from your bed?
My joint pain.
He's really gone through such hassles every day.
Oh my god, I had tears in my eyes. First paycheck I got was 40,000 at the age of 14 and a half.
साला शादी वाला फोटोग्राफर लग रहा हूँ मैं तुम्हें. I said यार I want to become a director. साला मेरा कोई पैसा तो नहीं काटेगा.
How does one become a photographer if he's using compositing?
How many times did love come in it?
Oh, love is the way of our life, man.
Listen, when did you pick up your camera for the first time?
At the age of 11.
An accident.
Can you imagine shooting Amitabh Bachchan for the first time and you get fired by him?
Oh my god, I think.
Just make this content viral.
It's a very tricky situation.
That journey began, I would say, magically.
So I said 12 दिन के अगर जो 8,000 रुपया मिल रहा है तो ठीक है. And he was like, no, I'm paying you per day 8,000 rupees. You have to innovate and shock yourselves every 3 years.
That's a cheers moment. So let's get started. आज के हमारे एपिसोड में the first question is from Nikita. So Nikita says, hello Nikita, this side from Bangalore. I've been a portrait photographer and I shoot a lot of family portraits in my studio. From past few months, my clients are asking me that the feel of my photos is missing. Please give some tips on how to capture more impactful family portraits. So, hey Nikita, thank you for reaching out. While you say you're a portrait photographer and you've been shooting in studios and people want to feel, I've also been a fashion photographer and shooting portraits from my studio. But I do know कि saturation level आ जाता है when clients start saying that मुझे कोई नया चाहिए. Now, where do you create something new? How do you create something unique? Now, I would say, if I was in your case, the minute I start feeling कि यार लोगों को कुछ नया चाहिए, clients ऐसा बोल रहे हैं, I'm going to try to change my location. Try to shoot outdoors. I do not know how much do you go outdoors, how much do you shoot in natural light, in real locations. Why don't you start proposing this to your clients that why don't I shoot at your house, I shoot at a farmhouse, I shoot in a hotel. Today we talk about Bangalore, you go outdoor towards Nandi Hills. Today you go towards Mysore. Start exploring outdoors instead of indoors, I feel. It changes the vibe. Next thing you can also focus on is probably styling. I'm not too sure आप कितना styling में believe करते हो. How much do you style your people? Even if it's a family, start giving your clients some new ideas that, okay, why don't we do this where we'll shoot your stuff which is more retro style, more fashion style, more candid casual style. So, you can give your clients some ideas that are very different. So, please propose these ideas that you want to give your clients some new ideas. Now, beyond this, also Nikita, I'm going to propose 1 is your location, 2nd is your styling, 3rd is play with lighting conditions, play with different lights. Play with post-production techniques. The minute you go outdoors, you can change the vibe of a shoot. You can start playing with different colors, different tones. Today, clients want very earthy tones. Some clients like. Some people like pictures which are very desaturated. Today, you can start using some presets which can change the feel of your pictures. Or you can also start using some overlays. So the minute in Photoshop you start using overlays, your vibe of the pictures can change. I can go on and on this topic because I have realized this over the past few years that your pre-production has to be strong. Focus on pre-production. Meet your client before the shoot. आप client से पूछो उनको क्या पसंद है. Every time I have a model, actor or celebrity, I do a meeting with them. I try to come up with some unique ideas कि okay इनको क्या पसंद होगा, इनको क्या अच्छा लगता है. So you want to start getting into your client's mind. And this will only happen if you do a meeting with your client. So Nikita, for you, my first suggestion would be meet your client. Second would be explore outdoor locations. Third would be explore new lighting techniques. Start working on new styling techniques. And yes, post-production. So I hope these 5 ideas together culminate and help you creating a very, very unique, different style for your clients. So let's go to the next question. So the next question is from Sneha. Sneha says, I am a fashion photographer. Every time I shoot with the model, I notice that in the beginning of the shoot, my first 1 or 2 garments are not beautifully shot. But after 3-4 shots, we start getting in rhythm. And everything goes great. How do I get those initial shots better in the least amount of time? Hey Sneha, I totally understand your challenge. I think back in the day, मेरे साथ भी होता था. Especially when I would shoot newcomer models. That newcomer models would take time to warm up, right? I'm sure that's happening with you. I believe you want to first try to build a better rapport with your artist. Now, how do I do that? I meet my model pehle. I try to build a rapport before the shoot. Many a times I do a test shoot with my model. I try to figure out what is the pros and cons of this model. I try to guide them. While the day the shoot is on, there's a lot of pressure. You want to ensure the makeup is running right, light is running right. On the day of the shoot, there's a lot of pressure because you're going to be focusing on makeup, hairstyling, lighting. You have so many areas to focus on. You sometimes tend to not focus on your main subject. How is my subject performing? And often you are trying to focus on other things and you miss out on that area. So if you've done a test shoot with the artist, it might help you. If not just a test shoot, you want to build that rapport and make the person comfortable. You want to deal with a client as a professional friend. You want to mentor the person. And the most important, while you're shooting, you want to ensure that you direct the artist. Often photographers just pick up a camera and they start shooting and they don't communicate. I do not know which category are you in, Sneha, but I urge you to start communicating with your client. And also, if the client is not doing right in your first go, yet encourage the person. You can't go and tell your client, oh, you're not doing a good job. You want to push the client. You want to tell the person, so while I'm shooting, I have these few adjectives that I use. I say, wow, brilliant, beautiful, sexy, lovely. You want to encourage your subject. Till the time you don't encourage the subject, wo insan boost nahi hota hai. Beyond that, also you want to have a right vibe with music. Today, I remember back in the day when I was shooting with Rakul Preet, I had 4-5 different changes and I had got for every change a different music set played. I got a music vibe created because today music adds to the vibe. So you want to ensure that you want to ask a subject. Don't play music that you like. Often, I am somebody I love Bollywood, but I would always ask my subject ki aapko kya pasand, and I'm going to play the kind of music that's going to keep the subject comfortable. So yes, keeping a good environment, least amount of people. Now, every time I was doing a celebrity shoot like just last week or a few weeks back with Ada Sharma. Now, the minute I was doing the celebrity shoot, I had so many people who wanted to do BTS. Now, I was shooting my subject and whether makeup, hair, styling, har insan wo khada hoke photographer ban jata hai. I had to be very strict. I said, guys, nobody's going to shoot BTS. Everybody step back. Today, when the artist is posing, the artist wants to focus on your one camera. The minute there are too many people there, a person gets confused. Sometimes some people get intimidated. Now, Ada being a celebrity, no, she was not intimidated. But I just feel I want to keep my eye clear. Now, when I'm talking to you, I'm shooting this video, okay? I don't have 20 people behind me. If I have 20 people behind me, I will get distracted. I have had times when I am shooting my podcast episode and पीछे वो लोग अगर बात करते मेरे टीम को हिल रहा है ना, मैं भी distract हो जाता हूँ. It's human. So you want to ensure that you want to create the right space for your subject. If your space is positive and the environment is right, it's going to give a lot of comfort to your subject. So I hope you start implementing one of these ideas and it helps you. So with that, guys, let's go to the next question. So the next question is from Siddharth. He says, "Hi Luv, I'm Siddharth, the freelance director based in Noida. I've been directing a lot of corporate films and audiovisuals. To level up my work, I want to start my own production house." Siddharth, I love your question already when you say, "I want to level up my work." I'm so happy that this question has come to me. So he says, to level up my work, I want to start my own production house. How do I get corporates to bring me projects and build a clientele? So Siddharth, understanding that you're a director and you've been freelancing, you've now been working with other production houses and you're trying to open your own production house, right? Awesome, Siddharth. Firstly, congratulations. It's a brilliant thing to take that plunge. So it's great that you're about to be opening your own production house. Now, yes, being a freelancer, getting a call and directing the job versus now getting into production and you're going to produce the whole content for a client, and the struggle of getting a client can be very overwhelming. But let me break it down into a few parts and a few steps. There are multiple ways, okay? Nothing is right or wrong. I'm not going to say yehi correct hai ya yehi galat hai. But Siddharth, I would say focus on building a small team firstly. You can build a big team, but at least start with a small team. Now, what all do you need in a team? You probably want to, I've learned this from my business coach, that you want to have a team that can ensure to run every function. Today in a business, there are multiple functions. Yes, in a pure business term, you need a marketing team, you need a sales team, you need a production team, that's an admin team who will do the job, operations team. So you want to ensure that you have various team members in every team so that you keep doing a lot of jobs. Initially, when you're starting off, you can look at doing a few roles, but if you really want to be successful, you want to get people who will focus on every role. You want to ensure that there is somebody who's focusing on your marketing. Pick up all your work, create a good website, create a good Instagram page. Put all your work there where people can see your work, because everybody wants a portfolio, build a PDF, create a logo. So I'm sure there's basic advertising and marketing stuff that you want to get that right. That's step one. After that, initially you can do business development, you can go and meet clients. But either get somebody as a telecaller who's a junior telecaller who will call brands, or get a senior business development manager who can go to brands and showcase your portfolio. So as a director, you'll have a lot of work that other companies have done. I would say be very honest, saying that when somebody from a team goes and meets a client, showcase that, you know what, this is my director's reel. He's worked with multiple production houses and this is a new team we've done. But this is my director who's got this body of work. If not a team, you can also yourself go and try to get the business. But business development is important. Creatively, you being a director, initially you can of course start creating those ideas and concepts, right? You don't need a creative team there. But slowly, gradually, build a team that can do all those functions. And I think if I have to focus towards business, business is endless. There's nothing right or wrong. But to get clients, the most important thing is persuasion. You need to persuade clients. You need to regularly follow up. Today, getting new business is always a game of numbers. The more clients you reach out to, so you need to be very, very diligent. You need to be very, very focused towards ensuring that you want to keep calling the people, whether sending out emails, sending out WhatsApp. But your follow-up with your client has to be totally up there, okay? If you will do regular follow-ups, then business will be very, very running successfully. So I hope I've answered this for you. Best of luck, go there. And before I end this one, try to reach out to clients in different markets. You're based in Noida, reach out to your brands in Gurgaon. There are a lot of brands in Gurgaon. Gurgaon is filled with brands. Also, if you have a certain niche, if you've been working for a particular kind of brands, you try to reach out to those kind of brands. Geographically, also try to expand. Today, if you've done corporate films for banks, reach out to banks in other cities and in other states also. Today, if you feel you have been very good with working on brands that are into garments, reach out to those kind of brands. Today, people want a strong portfolio. So, I wish you really the best of luck and I hope you get some great assignments. With that, guys, let's move to the last question. So, the last question is not just a question, but it's a phone call. So, yes, let's make this call. I'm going to call Krish. So, Krish is from Mumbai. His question was very, very interesting. So I thought let's get him online. Krish. Okay, so I'm going to call Krish. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Krish.
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Very fine.
I was very intrigued with the question and I quite thought that I should not just answer this question on a message. So I thought let's talk to you. So for all our audience, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your question?
Great. Thank you so much. So, I've recently moved back to Bombay after 6 years of living in Budapest, which is in Hungary.
Okay.
And I studied there. I studied cinematography over there.
Okay.
And I worked there for 3 more years. And I've come back to India just recently.
Amazing.
So, after this whole period, I have landed up a project in which I'm going to be shooting a music video with a new, an upcoming talent, a singer who's going to be showcasing his new album very soon.
Okay.
So this music video is one of my first projects I'm doing in India, and
Amazing.
I'm completely clueless about a few things since I've come back after a very long time.
Okay.
Mainly including the locations and the preparation, the pre-production that goes into making a music video. So
Okay,
do you have
perfect.
any suggestions for that?
So, Krish, let me understand something. You already got a music video. You've got a singer who's given you a song.
Right.
You already cracked the concept.
Right.
So, what is the kind of a vibe of your song? What's the kind of feel you want?
So this music video is basically a rap and hip hop music video, and he's going, and that's the style of the music video.
So, Krish, what kind of a location are you imagining in this? And like, probably how many locations are you imagining?
So in my mind, I have one underground kind of location where there's going to be a rundown, let's say a warehouse or something like that. And then I would be shooting in a kind of a richer location like bungalow or a villa or something like that. So these are the two I have in mind, and then I would like to, the other ones maybe I can think about.
Okay, perfect. So I think you want a very combination, which is one side you're saying I want a villa or a bungalow which looks nice and posh and rich, versus you want a very rundown mill also, right? Now, Krish, there are 2-3 things to keep in mind. You need to first start deciding, while it's a small video, do you want to shoot this for 1 day or 2 days? Now, ideally, I would say, look at, do you want to get a professional support? Now, plan A can be that you want to get a professional line producer, executive producer, or a production manager to support you. That's one option, okay? Versus the second option is you can do this on your own also. Now, I am not here going to be answering that do this. Look at what your budget allows you. Do you want to get a professional help, or you want to do it on your own, the production part?
Ideally, since it's a new and upcoming talent and the budgets are low over here, I would like to do everything myself.
Perfect.
But if the situation calls for it, I may have to go with the professional route.
Okay, so I would say now first start evaluating. Okay, now while you've got a video, you want to start bifurcating whether you want to shoot this for a 1 day or 2 day. First, look at the fact of deciding the duration of the shoot. Okay, because you can technically, while you're saying I want to very opposite. Okay, you can shoot this in 2 days or 1 day. First, decide that thing. Beyond that, now when it comes to locations, I want you to look at options. There are a lot of bungalows in Mud Island. There are a lot of locations even in Royal Palms, okay? For some bungalows, for Royal Palms, you can even go on to Airbnb. Even Airbnb, you might find some bungalows there, okay? Or there are some location managers who help you identify locations also. Or today, even on Google, you write, I want a bungalow in Bombay for shoot. You will get some recommendations there, okay?
Right. Thank you so much.
Now, that's the start. First, look at the bungalow. Coming to the mill, when you're saying I want something rundown or something, there are a lot of these mills in Lower Parel. There's Elphiston Road. There's Cotton Green. So there are all these areas where there are a lot of mills there. Look at a mill over there. Now, sometimes these mills could get expensive. There is Mukesh Mills that allows to shoot, but they are very expensive. So look at your budget if that allows, and you can shoot at one of these mills. That's great. Or the next option is you can also create a small setup in a studio. You can even try to look at a combination okay, that whole thing of a mill, when you're saying I want a garage kind of a thing, either you create a set, meet a professional art director, see what turns out better. Start putting a mood board firstly. I think the minute you have a clear mood board and you have some production numbers together, whether it's 1 or 2 days, I think that's when that will help you. Now, if you also want, you can also look at going a little outdoors, okay? Sometimes if you want, you can start putting the whole thing that go in and around Bombay. Go to Alibag, go to Lonavala, go to Pavna, where the travel cost is not too huge, but you can get a combination over there. So start deciding these factors. So Krish, I hope these particular things might help you. I mean,
what about locations outside of Bombay?
Okay, lovely question, Krish, again on this now. As far as looking at locations outside Bombay, firstly, there is a basic travel logistic cost that increases. So you really need to factor that, can I afford to take my team outdoors? But obvious, if you want a more larger grandeur or something, a Mud Island bungalow versus a Royal Palm bungalow versus looking at these bungalows or a Lonavala. So I mean, what are the places in and around Bombay? You can look at Lonavala, you can look at Karjat, you can look at Alibag. Now, the only thing is you'll have to tweak it a little bit. If I was you, if I was going to Alibag, I would take up a bungalow at Alibag. And my next location, I would try to look at, okay, if I was doing Alibag, I'll give an idea. There are these Murud Janjira. There is, if you go to Alibag, you can do something at Murud Janjira, which is a little rundown, which is very cave kind of a thing. And you can do a third location. If you say third location, it could also be a beach. So you can have a very combination. Or I remember I did a music video in Alibag. There are these roads where there's a lot of greenery, there are trees. So little small jungle feel if you want. So there are multiple fields there. So either you go for a day or two shoot and you just go to Alibag and finish the whole shoot in Alibag.
Great. That gives me a lot of things to think about, and then I can take it further from here.
Perfect. So go ahead, Krish. I think Explorer, I really wish you all the best. If in the future you're stuck, do feel free to reach out to me on my Insta and I'll be happy to help you and guide you with my little experience.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Krish. Lovely talking to you.
Same here. Goodbye.
Okay, see you. So guys, that was Krish who was about to be creating a music video and I tried giving him my little inputs on what he could do. I hope these answers might even help you. अगर आप भी ऐसी situation में हो, you at least understand what are steps to do, what are things to prioritize on. I hope that helps you there. With that, guys, this brings us to the end of today's episode. We are very soon going to be coming in with our next episode. Till then, guys, keep showering all your love. Do keep writing to me. Do keep sharing your questions with me. I would really be happy and humbled to answer whatever I can with my little experience that I've had of the past few years. So guys, अगले हफ्ते क्या होने वाला है? What's the next episode? मैं कुछ बताऊंगा नहीं. I'm going to play a small teaser video for you, a little sneak peek into the next episode. So are you ready? Let's get you to watch this. That's the trailer for you.
And we purchased my first camera. I still remember my mom asking them, "Ek calendar free doge ki nahi?" Because those days when you went to buy something and they would give these freebies. First job with Madhuri Dixit for MF Hussain at Mehboob Studio.
Oh my God! मतलब बोलते ना ऊपर वाला देता तो छप्पड़ फाड़ गया.
Instagram has made everybody a photographer, and it has made photography very easy. I'm very fascinated with what you've created for yourself, and it's so nice to see you sitting on that chair besides being a photographer and talking. I would love to swap places with you someday. And somebody said, अरे आपने हर टाइप का फोटोग्राफी किया, आपने वाइल्ड लाइफ कभी ट्राई क्यों नहीं किया? मैंने बोला आप आओ बॉलीवुड में तो यहाँ पे वाइल्ड लाइफ ही है और कुछ नहीं है, आपको उसी से डील करना पड़ेगा.
So guys, I hope you got a good glimpse into this fashion photographer who's going to be coming in the upcoming episode. He's shot with so many celebrities. He's somebody's captured books for these renowned celebrities. So yes, we're going to have an insightful roller coaster ride in the next episode with him. Till then, guys, keep continuing watching Level Up with Love. If you think this video helped you, do share it with someone you think may need it. I'll keep coming back every week with your weekly dose of learning. Stay tuned and see you next Friday. See you there.